Alright guys, we got some baby back ribs ready to go on the smoker tomorrow. And you know, when you get baby back ribs, what's the first thing you have to do is remove that membrane. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. You see that like that shiny stuff there on the ribs? You gotta get that off there. A lot of people don't do that. I do. I always pull it off. I use a paper towel and I just slice a little slice there and grab it and easy pull it off. Like that. So I did a little slice there. And get my paper towel under there and rip it off. There you go. See that? Little effort. This rack is pretty much done. Get under there. Get under there. There you go. Get the whole thing off. There we go. All set. Sometimes what I do is after I get the membrane off, I'll throw some yellow mustard on there for a binder. Today, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put it on because it looks like it's moist enough. These have been defrosting for 12 hours. They're moist. I'm going to start putting on my rub. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a salt, pepper, garlic mixture. This is from Swine Life BBQ, Mississippi Grit. All I'm going to do is put a liberal coating on the back end here, on each side of these, and that's it. Now, I'm going to come back here now and do a second application. This time, I'm going to use the Mississippi Grind from Swine Life. Same stuff, a little sugary, got some brown sugar in there. And we're gonna make it, I'm gonna put a nice liberal coating on the back end. Not too much on the back. We'll put enough on there. All right, so the back, I mean, it's important, but not as much as the front. Let me move this camera a little bit, guys. So I hope this is a good angle, because if not, I'm gonna have to invest in something better. But we're gonna turn these over. And they are beautiful. Let me just, again, we're not putting these on until tomorrow. I just wanted to show you guys what these look like. These are baby backs. I have some more from the local grocery store I'm gonna do tomorrow as well. I just wanna show you guys how I'm preparing them the night before. I don't know if this angle is too great, I apologize. But we're gonna do the same thing on the front side here, or the other side, with little SPG, and then we're gonna really coat it nice and liberal with the Mississippi Grind, guys. And the whole purpose is this, is to get that salt and get these flavors kind of melded in here overnight. We're gonna put these in the fridge, put some wrap on them, and we're gonna hit these guys in the morning with some smoke. That's it. That's all we need to do. Nice liberal coating. We're doing straight up Mississippi Grind and Mississippi Grit. These are looking good already. We'll wrap these guys. We'll actually do these the same way, guys. We're gonna do the same ones. We're actually doing 3 racks tomorrow. But here you go. This is what we're doing tomorrow on the grit, on the smoker. We're gonna put it on the Weber Smoky Mountain. Probably put some hickory, some cherry on there, and then get these guys going. Following morning, I had rubbed these last night. I just want to see how they're doing before they hit the smoker. Oh, I kept a piece of fat there. Look at that. That's going to go in the garbage. But these are looking pretty good. You can kind of see that the rub has started to settle in the meat. We're going to give it one little coat, just a little bit more. We want a little bit of bark on those ribs after the smoke. So we're gonna put a little bit more on there. A nice liberal coating. You want to kind of cover up all those white spots here. So that'll be good. We're gonna let those sit. All right, so what we have here, this is my 22-inch, well, the bottom of my 22-inch Weber Smoky Mountain, and we're going to be using that today to cook these delicious baby back ribs. And the method I'm using today is a minion method, where you actually get the middle hot, which will start the basically lighting the coals around it and then spreading out to the very edges over time. There's another method called the snake method, which I can get into as well, which is basically start one end and you the coals kind of go around and you let that kind of burn all the way around throughout the cook. This one I've had a little bit more luck with is just using an old coffee can, which I have some holes popped in there, and I have a starter in there, and just getting those coals going. And I just started here about 10 minutes ago, and in about 20 minutes we'll have it nice and hot. That outer ring will get very hot and start lighting those coals around it. And then what we'll do is we'll throw some hickory on there. There's a bee around here, sorry about that. And get this thing up to about 225, 230, 245 maybe at the highest, and we'll get those ribs on. That's what you want to see, guys, right there. So I got those coals nice and hot. I got some hickory wood around that, and they're starting to get started here, and that's what you want. You don't want to have smoke. Now you're going to see here in a little bit, once I close this, that's going to be really thick, billowy, dark gray smoke. That's not what you want. I'll get into that in a minute. So this is going to take probably another half hour to come up. But what I'm going to do now is just take this can out, right? Those coals are going to fall down in there. This to the side. And we already got this piece going. This one's going to be back here a little bit, and this one's a little further out. What I'm trying to do here is to make sure I have enough smoke for the duration of the 2 to 3 hours that these are going to be smoking before I wrap them. Nice blue smoke, guys. Nice blue smoke. Exactly what you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to top them off with a little bit of honey hog from Meat Church, just to give them a little bit more sweetness and a little bit more color. Kind of fill in those areas. Nice little covering on there. I'm not going to go too heavy. The ribs are on. We're at 225. They're looking gorgeous already. I kind of dusted a little bit more rub on there. And the whole purpose of these is to go about 2.5 to 3 hours, and then we'll foil them up. All right, guys, we're about just about an hour in here. Anyway, watch out. It's a little smoky. We're at about 243, and those, let me just take over here. These are looking good, and you can see they're mostly still moist, but they need a little spritz. And all she's doing, you can see here, is just kind of giving a nice little layer of moisture to these ribs. We don't want to overdo it, so we'll be spritzing again. And that's all you really need to do. Get them over here, honey. These got about another hour and a half or so. That's good, that's good. All right. The smoke is coming off. We got some smoke is actually sort of built up here a little bit with that open. So we're going to close the top here. And give these another hour, hour and a half probably, and then we're gonna wrap these in foil, and we'll be excited for that because I'll be doing some special stuff inside that foil. You'll see. We're at the 2-hour mark, and there's still some moisture on these ribs. We're gonna give them another spritz here, and in about an hour we should be at the point where we will wrap these in foil. And each one's going to have a little bit of different stuff inside that foil pouch. I'll show you here. Just coming up, so stick around. We're at about the 2.5 hour mark here, and I think they're just about ready to hit the foil. As you can see, they need a little moisture. We just spritzed them about a half hour ago, but they're ready to hit that foil and get some more moisture and finish cooking. So we're going to move these over to the foil. So these two are going in honey. This middle one, well, we're going to do one in beer, and we're going to do another one here in apple cider. So let's go over to the table and we'll get these in there. What we're going to do is just put a little bit of drizzle of honey there, and that's it. Well, you know what? We're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to do a little honey. And also, we're going to steal, you guys see that? Just a cup of local cider here. Apple cider. Can't go wrong with it when you're here in Massachusetts in the fall. We're going to throw the ribs on there in just a second. Alright guys, you can see these ribs are a little dry. I'm just going to give them a spritz real quick. Just a quick spritz. I'm running out of cider here. We're going to get a little more here. But basically just get them a little bit wet, and then what we're going to do is, you see how I have this kind of sideways, if you will. We're going to put those ribs in there like that, and then we're just going to kind of fold them over. I might actually need some more foil here. I think I cut a little bit too much short for myself here, but we're going to wrap these up. Alright guys, I didn't get myself enough foil here, but as you can see, just gotta give yourself a little bit more. Make sure you get coverage. I'm going to cover this up. Wrap it up nice. And just make sure we have a good, tuck it in there. We have good coverage. So these are the two single cuts. They're going to ready to hit the smoker. Let's go get the other ones. Alright guys, the next batch here, you can see I have some cider. I'm going to just drizzle real lightly some cider over these guys. A little moisture. And then what I'm going to do, actually, let me bring that back. Just put a little bit in here. Just cider. Because what we're going to do is flip these guys. See that? I'm going to wrap them. Little tuck here. Really the whole point, actually that'll be fine. We're going to put these, I'm going to do a little piece to cover that. You can see we have a hole here, and sometimes this happens. You got to do a little improvisation. Cover that up. That's all you need to do. Make sure these are nice and tight. Final rack here. We got some good old Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest. Pour just a little bit. You don't want to go crazy. And then what we're going to do, he's backing up. We're going to kind of envision how we're going to cover this. Probably need some more foil here. I want to create like a bath of beer. Enough to steam. These will be mine. I'm going to flip those over. Looks gorgeous. Bring these in like that. Bring this up. We're probably going to need another patch here. I am not giving myself enough foil today. That's alright. We're going to get most of it. A quick flip. Wrap that. Actually, I think we're pretty good. Let's see. Let's flip it over and see what we're doing. Just a small spot. Alright, so here's the beer ribs. Here are the cider ribs. And we got the honey ribs. Let's go throw them on the smoker. Alright guys, these ribs have been on for 3 hours. We got the two here with the honey, the beer, and the cider back here. I think we might have those reversed. Definitely those are the honey ones. Those are for the in-laws. We're going to pull these off. We're going to go and get some sauce on them. Put them back on for about 45 minutes to an hour. Let's start with actually this one right here. Oh yeah. Oh man. Let me tell you, these smell amazing already. I can already tell what these were. These were the apple cider ribs here. As you can see, they're looking fantastic. Let's get this out of the way. These are the ribs that we did with the beer. Open these up. And you know what? They're pretty much the same, honestly, guys. They're, see the bones? See how, if you can get in there, Grace? You see how this meat's starting to pull back a little bit? It's getting a little done over here. These are ready soon, not yet. They're starting to actually, you gotta be careful. They're already starting to fall apart. We don't want these done yet. We're gonna put these on top of here for a second. Take this. This is a messy job, guys. You can see. I'm just gonna pour that juice over the top of that. All right, guys. So here we got the ribs that were done. These were basted, or they were in the foil with apple cider. We're gonna put some Sweet Baby Ray's on top here. Nothing crazy, guys. We don't want to over sauce these. This is not the whole. This is not the point. The whole point is here is to finish these off with a little glaze. Kind of moisten these up some more. I'm gonna rub these in really nice. Throw these back on the smoker here. These ones, similar mixture. Look at, guys. We have some Sweet Baby Ray's and also some Howard's pepper relish. This has not been mixed up. I'm gonna mix this up a little bit. Get a little sweet and heat here on these final ribs. I got a little bit too much here. That's all right. I'm gonna put a good amount of this on here. Kind of cover it up. We're gonna throw these back on the smoker for about an hour. So it'll be nice and caramely. Kind of makes this side nice and moist. We are about, go crazy here, guys. You don't have to go nuts. Geez, about 4.5 hours in, and we already have glazed these guys with rub and sauce. We're gonna put a little bit more sauce on every little rib here. Not too much, because they'll be done in about 20, 30 minutes. Get a little more sauce here. They are just about done. Maybe another 20 minutes, 30 minutes. They're all looking fantastic. They're holding some good temps all day. The one on the right here is with the pepper jelly, so we don't want to rub that peppers off. The one in the middle, just sauce, and that one's got some sauce in there too. Another 20-30 minutes and these guys are done. Man, those look good. Look at those. Baby back ribs. 3 racks. Ready to go. One here. My lord, they look delicious. One here. Those look delicious. Goodness. All right, guys, we're gonna give these a rest for about 20-30 minutes, and we're gonna cut them. These ribs have been sitting for about half hour. Oh my goodness. My goodness. My goodness. I'll start these ends here. Cut these off here. I'm not going to show you guys the whole video. This is a little... Just get a couple of these down here. Just show you guys what these look like after they've been cut. Look at that. Oh my gosh, those look good. They're starting to fall off the pan here. Start a couple more here. And the thing is, these are not fall off the bone, because you know what? Fall off the bone means they're too done. Nice and moist. These are gonna be good ribs, guys. Let me cut a couple of these other ones here. Just the moisture in those ribs. They're looking good. Got a little smoke ring on them. They're looking good. So ladies and gentlemen, these are my ribs. These are my baby backs. I did them a few different ways. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you can. That's it. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Thanks a lot.